Good evening. This is your man who did it this time. Mr. Clutch in the corner. Your go-to, your right-hand man who did it this time. All praises to the Most High for giving us another day. I hope all you brothers and sisters are doing well in your endeavors, your coming and goings, and everything that comes with it. This is another episode of Driving Lessons, y'all. I'm not really sure if this is part 5 or part 6, because one of my driving lessons has yet to upload. There's some technical difficulties, so I do apologize. As I said in my Ricky Waters breakdown video between he and Le'Veon Bell, there's been a lot of technical difficulties due to me moving and setting up the internet. Y'all know how that goes, but enough with the venting. Shout outs. Welcome to HDTV. Man, I just listened to your breakdown about Bill Russell, Kobe, and Mike. Keep doing what you do, man. We really appreciate it. And I say we because I see your subscribers growing, and I think you're doing a fantastic job, bro. DJ's Raw and Uncut Truth. I'm learning more and more, man. I'm not necessarily all in on the Ball family, but I've always been intrigued by Mr. Ball. That being LeVar Ball and the way he handles his children. I think it's about 75% authentic, and he really is trying to be a genuine supporter of all 3 of his sons. And I think the other 25% of it, bro, is entertainment, which I'll take those odds. It might be even 60-40. 60 of him being that's the way he really is, and 40% entertainment. But that's another video for another time, man. All praises to the Most High, man. Keep doing what you do. But as I'm driving, and we're only days away to this election day. Election day. It's daylight savings tonight, and I had an interesting conversation with my boy down in Virginia, Rigga. I've known him since probably around the 4th grade. And, I shared some things with him, some of my aspirations. We talked a little bit about our families, our children. And I also explained to him I had a dream last night. It was pretty crazy, but I'm sure it meant something. I don't believe anything's in vain. And I do believe that the Lord speaks to us in various ways. But as I was talking to him, he was asking me how I felt about the content and where I see myself going and how it's growing based off of the way that we evolve as men. That'll be how people choose to listen to the content and how us men and women choose what we want to talk about to provide the positive or negative content, depending on who you ask. But as the conversation got ready to close, something went off in my head, man. And obviously I was driving actually out to my parents' house. Yo, you do understand that if you're blessed and you're fortunate to have maybe 5 or more brothers who might have started off as childhood friends, they're symbolic and metaphorically equivalent to great mechanics. Now, for some of you suburban folk and high upscale people, this may not pertain to you, so bear with me. There are times in life where we need our brakes done. You understand? We might need some windshield wiper blades. Maybe even somebody who can do a mirror or 2, or oil change in the trap, the hood, whatever lingo you like to use. But you might call a guy that you know to fix the brakes. You might call a guy who's a tire expert Or someone that's in trade school right now might be able to charge you for the low to get the oil done, based off of your financial standing. But I say that to say this: just like you might have a mechanic who's very crafty when it comes to helping you out past that inspection, depending on what state you live in, you understand that we do have to have our vehicles inspected. You may have a guy that's just very good and they have those I'm going to display my ignorance here. There's a machine that you put in your vehicle that's kind of like a reader. It's able to give you a diagnosis on your vehicle. You're low on a battery. You might need an oil change. Some type of fluid is low. There are different signals that's going off in different codes that are being read on the speedometer, or just things in our vehicles that there's a machine that your one go-to guy can hook it up and tell you, so we need to go to AutoZone or the nearest mechanic, or only the dealership can fix this problem. Then you may have another partner who's dope when it comes to putting on brakes. I know myself, I've done some transactions with folks who's on drugs. Dare I say crackheads. Man, some of the best work I've ever had done on my brakes. I swear. So, what am I saying right now, who did it? Because I hate to tarry very long, but this might go on a little bit longer than the previous driving lessons, okay? So if you need to take a pause for an intermission, do that. I know I have at least 12 interchangeable handymen. And because I'm in a vehicle, I can't even think of 12 different things that are essential, but that's because I've been blessed to have decent vehicles. But the guy was on the phone this morning, my man, my go-to. He would be symbolic to a guy who can help you with your engine. Now, metaphorically speaking, if we're comparing the vehicle engine to our own physical engine, that could be the heart. Some folks could say that could be the brain. But you need a friend sometimes to check in with you. Obviously, we don't have a battery per se, a battery. We don't have a tool that can sync up to one another to tell us, hey, I'm sensing that you're depressed. I'm sensing that you're angry. I'm sensing that your marriage might be trying right now. Okay, cool. But you still need that person that can contact you and let you know, hey, bro, I'm always here, man. You might need to change this here and there. You might need to level with me. I see some problems arising. So that's a person that can work on the engine. Metaphorically speaking, your own engine, that being the heart or the brain. Some folks say they're connected. All right? You may have a partner who's very handy when it comes to your wheels. And if that's talking about our own physical body, that's talking about where we're going in life, our feet work, our steps. There used to be a song when I used to go to church back in the day, please order thy steps in thy word. And that still sticks with me, man, to this day. Order thy steps in thy word. All right? And I might even be a little off, but I remember how it went. And I'm not trying to sing right now. But it's the truth. You need somebody, man, to help you where you going in life. Because if not, if you don't have somebody that works on your brakes or your wheels, you're going to crash. Am I right or wrong? So why not have that friend if you're blessed? You may have had that friend. It might be somebody in your family. You might not have brothers like I do, because I don't have any brothers. I have all sisters. But I have brothers now just due to longevity. We've been through the storm, so damn them being my boys, these is not my brothers, man. They can check in with me and let me know, man, you moving too fast, baby. You moving too fast, partner. You need to slow down. So you need somebody to work with you, man, when it comes to them brakes and them wheels. What about a person who lets you know about your mirrors? Because though I'm driving right now and this at night, you know how important it is to have a good rear view mirror? I know y'all do. Sometimes you need to know who's behind you. As I've said in previous driving lesson episodes, who's coming? Who's that peeking in my window? Shout out to Goody Mob. You feel me? You have to have a partner who's good with that. that can tell you, man, you might need to tint your windows, man. You got some haters out there. Again, y'all, I'm comparing the body to the vehicle itself. Who in the hell is telling you when to tint your window? When to look behind you? When to stay focused and look forward? You know? What about the person that's supposed to be part of your security system and your seatbelts? I have, again, 12 partners. I got a partner named Shakes, man. Short for Shakespeare. He's kind of like the manual for a lot of us, man. Like, you know what I mean? He's the person where you could look it up. I'm sure he's faced many many adversity, or many different trials and tribulations. But at least he's always seemed to display the proper behavior and the proper responses. That don't mean he's perfect. We've all fell short of the grace of God, man. So I don't even want to go there. No man is above the next. But he's like the manual. I got another partner who is like a security system. My man D Magic out in Philly. My boy Slap. These are all nicknames because, I don't want to air out any governments. My boy A-Beezy. He's literally like my first friend, man, when I moved out of the city into the suburbs. Him and my boy Snake play recreational ball together. These guys are like go-to utility people. They can always provide different information to help you. What it looks like. If there's some wear and tear on the body. Now, when it comes to driving, ain't it cool to have a couple different opinions? I know how stubborn men are. We need a second opinion with our physicians, our medical practitioners, and these quote-unquote professionals. And we like to get second opinions when it comes to our ride. Don't tell me, man. One time I had a Jeep. I had a little Malibu, but I had a Jeep that I wanted to run it. An Explorer, like to go see a lot of my clients. Because, again, I work with kids. And I had like at least maybe like 3 to 4 different mechanics, man. And they would all tell me something different was going on. And guess what? They would all charge me different prices. So depending on who you trust and the quality of work, that goes without saying, man. That's very essential to having your vehicle serviced. But we comparing it to our own body, because we are vehicles in a sense. I got another partner, man. I know y'all like, man, how many partners you got? I got another partner who's a chef. My boy, man. Palm. This cat, man, he's been blessed from the Most High when it comes to cooking. Whether it's baking or cooking, because I'm sure he would like to correct me on that. It's great to have friends like that, man. Partners, brothers. Because guess what? I don't always trust everybody that's cooking for me. And I hope you don't. I believe we're in some perilous times. My boy Bibby, we call him Bibby because he looks like Mike Bibby, and he carries himself like a rock star or a Hollywood access wide receiver. That's what he played. He's very good for advice, man. He likes to live in the fast lane. Him and my boy KJ. So it's always good, man, to have a variety of folks you can go to make it like almost like a utility belt. Not saying like you use your friends per se, but it's important to have different men that you can go to for different advice. Now, if you don't have any, sometimes that makes you even stronger. That means the Most High is working on your own utility belt. And guess what? You have all the tools that you need to get by. Or God is going to send you someone soon. It might be a female. Because I'm not sexist. I do believe that I do believe that the woman is very essential to helping us prosper. Without her, it would be very tough out here and there'd be a lot of dead bodies. But at the same time, that woman can also be like a negative entity in our lives. Some of us were fortunate to have great families. My boys, man. Actually, they're my cousins. Killer Reg and Killer Maine down in ATL. They were like different drivers while I was in the passenger seat in life. They modeled how to do things, played by the book. They were like a happy medium for what I wanted to be as a man. You dig? I don't even want to be a square, you know, like an after school special type Negro. But at the same time, I knew in my heart I could never be like Eazy-E or what he posed to be, or O-Dog or Kane or Doughboy or none of them fictional characters who we can relate to our neighborhoods. They're entertaining and I can even hang around them, but I could never be them. I had too much love in my life. And it's unfortunate that we all have to face obstacles and some of our children get not necessarily teased, because a brother's only going to get teased so much until we throw them hands, but provoked by jealous niggas. Pardon me. So, in conclusion, take advantage of the people that's in your lives, man. And if you can't use them in a positive way, as handy men and women, interchangeable tools and assets to help you get to point A to point B in life, then you need to junk them and get rid of them. And I'm down to 3 last important tools as I'm driving. The mother and the father, if you didn't have them, I would think that as my subscribers, you identify with one of them, correct? So, it's important for you to be that handyman, that wrench, that person who works on the brakes, that person who works on the mirrors, the steering wheel, which is very important. The steering. You as a father or a mother is so important. You're your own mechanic for your children and your family. So mothers and fathers, it goes without saying. And lastly, the one who puts it all together, the ultimate dealership, is the Most High, His Son, and all of the angels that I believe that surrounding us. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to go on and on and on. This is another episode of Driving Lessons. I want to say thank you again to all of the subscribers and the listeners. And I hope you all have a blessed evening going into the next day. And I probably won't post anything for the next couple of days due to all of the distractions. Regardless who goes in office, I know who sits high and looks down low. This is your man who did it, signing off. And I'm out.